What's going on, YouTube? Back once again in the shed, and a Merry Christmas. Yes, it's Christmas Eve. I am running late. I meant to do this before. Oh my god, I could tell you, everything's gone wrong as far as trying to keep my time schedule. I'm also, on a serious note, I'm starting to worry about myself, man. I'm starting to think I'm losing my memory a little bit. You never believe what I've done. I've never done this before in my life, but I actually walked up to the cash point and drew out 60 quid, took my card and left the bloody money in the cash point. I went into the shop, did a bit of shopping, came out, went into town. It wasn't until I went to get the money out that I realised what I'd bloody done. I don't know. I've done a few things the last few weeks regarding like silly memory stuff. It worries me. It's two things that scare me about growing old. One is going blind. I really wouldn't want to go blind. The other one's Alzheimer's. I wouldn't want to lose my mind and my memory, you know? I don't know. I'm probably just getting paranoid now. Anyway, sod all that. It's Christmas, isn't it? It's all meant to be merry and jolly, or bar humbug, or you know, whatever tickles your fancy. But I'm bringing you another gradeasnuff Christmas special, and today we're going to do a tobacco review. But you know, the tobacco leaks in on a snuff review, so it's only right that there's a bit of a snuff at the beginning of this one, innit? And at the beginning of this is the festive Toque Christmas pudding. Yes, it's not a bad one, this one. When I first tried it in the beginning last year, I was a little bit, I liked it but not sure about it, and the main reason is because I wasn't sure about clove. That's the truth of the matter. But I've really come round to it, and I like clove quite a bit. So you know, this one's Toque's Christmas pudding. It's not that bad. Well, I'd even go as far as say it's quite good. But you know, off the bump, it's you get cloves mainly. That's the main thing. You get clove, but there's also a like, you know, Christmas spicy thing going on, cinnamon, and there's also like a fruity thing going on, you know. Sometimes it's a bit orangey, sometimes it's like raisins, sultanas, you know. Yeah, that's the basic gist of it. It's I think it's meant to be a medium moisture, but this one I bought last year and it's sat there since last year, so it's, you know, I think it may have dried out a little bit, but it's certainly not dried out completely. It's still perfectly good to use. And as far as the Christmas snuffs go, you can't really go far wrong with this. Xmas, Toque, Xmas pudding. No menthol. It's just a clove, like I say, with a fruitiness in it, and a fruitiness and like Christmas spicy cinnamon thing going on. For me, it doesn't really smell like Christmas pudding to me, you know. It doesn't do that thing where it melds together, but it's got enough Christmassiness in it to be, you know, a Christmas snuff. It's still perfectly good and perfectly enjoyable, so if you think you may be in for that, it may be worth trying for you. But that was just a sneaky snuff on top of pardon me, a tobacco review. Today, for the tobacco review, we are doing Gawith and Hoggarth Seasonal Reserve. Yes, this is a limited edition tin. They only make 1,000 of them, so it's probably easier to get in the UK than it is to get in the US, if at all. But you know, as far as Christmas blends go, although I haven't done a lot personally, but I seem to hear the sentiment echoed throughout people who have, that this one is kind of in a little spot of its own. It's not it's a little bit different to most of the Christmas tobaccos. It's what is it? It's a Virginia. It's bright cured Virginia with dark fired Cavendish Virginias. Oh, bright flute cured Virginia with sun cured Burley, if I remember rightly. But yeah, that's what it's like in there. That's what it's like in there. What is it like in there in the tin? It's well, when you crack the tin open, the first thing you get for me, but above anything else, is like almonds and marzipan, you know, and a little bit of cherry. And in the UK, them things all added together just spell out Bakewell tart. I don't know if you have them in US, I don't know if you've tried them, but they're basically like, Bakewell tarts are like, you can buy them as little cakes, and it's like a layered cake, and it's got like a layer of marzipan, a layer of jam, and like layers of sponge, and then the classic ones that you all see is got a little bit of icing on top and then a glazed cherry. But if you actually go to where Bakewell's was started, and I forget the name of the town actually off the top of my head, sorry, but they do like all different shaped ones, you know, like you can get them in like trays and they cut them into slices, and you know, so Bakewell's come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. But anyway, back to the tobacco. Yeah, it smells absolutely lovely. Like, this is the one tobacco. My missus hates my tobacco smoking, hates the smell of it. But whenever I got this tin last year, and again when she's seen it this year, she's like, ooh, 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 I love that one, purely because of the smell. So I'm assuming that the room note's good on it, but it is such a lovely smelling tobacco out of the tin. It's just sweet almonds, cherry. There's a little vanilla in there in the casing as well, but I don't know if I can pick that up. I think that's just there to give it a bit of a creamy body. But yeah, out the tin, it's got a lot to say for itself, you know, and that it is a nice aroma. So let's jump into the old pipe, shall we? Spark her up and see what it's saying. I am smoking it in a Peterson. It's not like a super fancy Peterson. This was given to me by someone. I was really grateful for it. It's a really nice present, and it's got really nice grain. I hope this 4K will pick it up, but it's got a nice grain, and it's got some lovely bird's eye. I can't get it in the screen. It's got a delay. I can't believe I was holding it over there. Stop looking at the screen and just center it. This should sort it out. But yeah, it's a nice pipe. It hasn't got the old P lip or anything like that, but you know, it's a perfectly well made. I think it's an Arian, ARAN or something. Aaron, I don't know. But it's one of the newer pipes that I got, and you know, I'm more of a straight pipe guy, if you know what I'm saying. So it doesn't get used as much as it probably should, but as far as bent pipes go, it's pretty good. So you can see me, eh? So how does that marzipan translate to the older smoke, shall we? Okay, it has got a little bit of a sweetness to it. It is sweet. There's a little sweetness to it, and whenever I first spark it up, I get a little bit of that marzipanness in my mouth. I can taste it, but it dies down. And then as far as aromatics go, it's not sort of obnoxious. Like, it's not like all aromatic. It's actually quite subtle and smooth. So I think some of the people out there that hate aromatics, they might actually be able to tolerate this more than they would think. But it's we started making this mixture in 2019, I think, and I think it kind of looks like it's the same blend that they've brought out every year, but I got a feeling that they tweak it a little bit, because it seems like when you look at the people that were rating it back in 2019, everyone was saying they could get the almond and the cherry and all this, and the closer you get to sort of 2020, 21, 2022, it seems that people are picking up more of the marzipan. So I got a hunch that they've tweaked it as the years have gone on, but it's basically the same blend. It's a ribbon cut, this one. I'll show you in the pictures and that. I'll give you a good look at the tin and the tobacco. You have to forgive these pipe reviews, because I'm still trying to get into some sort of, you know, rhythm. Like when I do snuff, I you know, got it down to a T pretty much. It's got a formula. I haven't got this with pipe tobacco, so there's going to be a little bit of experimentation and, you know, see how it turns out in the edit. But yeah, you get some of the sort of smoky tones coming through from the Virginia. And you can taste the tobacco. You do get little bits of the cherry and a little bit of almond. Surprisingly, out of most tobacco blends, this one is the closest to sort of tasting as it smells out the tin. But having said that, it doesn't translate 100%. You get you do get it. You get the cherry and the almond, but it's not super strong. It's not like the black cherry. It's like, it tastes like a red cherry. A little sweet, I suppose. But I think it's really good. I like it. I've bought it 2 years in a row. Well, right now I'm getting like a sort of nuttiness from the almond and the burley, I think, maybe. You know, there are a few layers to it. You know, it's got the little tobacco notes for you to dive in there and find. And it's also got toppings. But as I say, for a aromatic, it's not like super. Oh, it's not the aromatic, the casings of that are not just like taking complete control of it. It burns quite cool, absolutely no tongue bite. And it's I forgot what I was going to say. No tongue bite. Damn it. There's no tongue bite anyway. It smokes cool. Oh, and it's, when I get it, it's perfect out of tin. I didn't have to dry it. It wasn't too moist. It's literally perfect to open a tin and bang it straight into the pipe. Sorry, I'm a little all over the place, but if I'm honest, I'm forcing myself and rushing to get this done because I did mean to get it done yesterday. And it's Christmas, isn't it? It's Christmas Eve. Everything's winding down now. We've had all our chance to get to the shops and do everything. After this is done, I'll probably go in, sit down with the family. They'll be watching TV and I'll be on my phone editing this video. But all in all, it's probably, you know, below medium for nicotine. And I think it's a really good blend. I think it's a good Christmas blend. And I think a lot of people on the sides that don't like aromatics or don't like Christmas blends or don't like, you know, that they may be surprised by this one because it's not, it's a little subtler on them sort of notes. So yeah, Gawith and Hoggarth Seasons Reserve. If you can get hold of one of their limited 1,000 tins, it is well worth a try. But for the rest of it, it's Christmas. So I guess I'm going to sit in the shed and finish this pipe off and wind down. Because now it's just a present opening tomorrow, then I have a Christmas dinner, and then it's all heading to January where it all slows down and gets depressing, and we normally get a cold snap and maybe a bit of snow. But you know, this is the second year we spent together over Christmas. Channel's still growing. I mean, I dipped out a few times this year being ill and that, and I think that's affected my channel growth for sure. But given, you know, how all that went, I'm still happy with the growth. We're homing in on 400 subs. When it gets that nice round number, I'll feel at peace. Because I got a, I don't know, an OCD thing about rounding numbers off. Well, I hope you have a Merry Christmas. I hope if you've got family, you get to spend time with them. I hope that it all goes well, there's no dramas, no heartache, and you just have a Merry Christmas. If you don't and you're alone, I wish you a Merry Christmas. My thoughts are with you. Don't feel too alone, because there's plenty of people that are alone with you. Not that it helps much when you're alone. Trust me, I spent a good few Christmases on my own, man. I know how it feels. Now I just put all the work into just trying to get it going for my kids. As long as they finish the day with a smile on their face, then I know I did my job. I'm just rambling. To be honest, I had a couple hours sleep last night, and then I was up early, and I think I could quite happily fall asleep and wake up Boxing Day. I don't think my missus would be too happy about that though. So, I guess that's me done. I'm going to wish you all a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and yeah, Seasonal Reserve, Gawith and Hoggarth, well worth a try if you can get your hands on it. Toque, a little easy to get hold of. Toque Christmas pudding snuff, that's well worth a go if you can get your hands on it, which you probably can. It's not that hard to get. And that's it. It's 5 o'clock on Christmas Eve, so I've got to get in and start giving my time to the family and send this Christmas. I don't know, it's all going well, so I got nothing to grumble about. So, Merry Christmas. I'm going to tap, pinch, toot and puff, and then I'm going to say I'm off. So I guess I'll see you after Boxing Day. Hopefully. Honestly though, Merry Christmas and thank you for joining me. Thank you for the support. And here's hoping it all carries on into the new year.